kind of my jam, especially over the holidays when sharing the fruits of my labor with those I love is an easy and affordable way to gift. The only problem is groceries are so expensive right now.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat. That's why we brought in our next guest to help. Here with thrifty tricks for holiday baking to keep costs low and satisfaction high is Zero Waste Chef and Love Food, Hate Waste Canada Ambassador, Christine Tizzard.
Okay, Christine, we love when you are here because you give us real-world savings tips.
Yeah.
So give us some general guidelines when it comes to thrifty baking. What do we need to know?
Okay, so first off, when you think of baking, for me, the top ingredient or one of the premium ingredients is butter.
Yeah.
So I tend to save all my butter wrappers and stack them up, and then I use the butter wrappers to grease all of my pans.
That's a great one. Yep.
Yes. Buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk.
But even better, when things are on sale, buy in bulk.
Buy in bulk,
Right?
okay.
And then when you get home and you have all those things that you've bought in bulk on sale, why not make a big batch of your favorite cookie dough, freeze it, and then bake it off as you need it.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
Smart
That's
idea.
a really good idea.
My last kind of general tip, and I do a lot of thrifting, is that if you need any baking essentials, go to your local thrift shop first because they have a huge selection of pans and whisks and tins and all of that kind of stuff.
I love that one. I
even thought
recently
about
just
that.
got cake pans that
Yes,
very way. That's such
so
a
many,
good tip.
so many.
So we're gonna break down some specific tips you have for us, starting with using budget-savvy substitutions. What do you suggest?
Yes, so there's so many substitutions that you can make. So let's say you have a recipe that uses butter. You could swap it out for maybe a more inexpensive vegetable oil. Sugar, I like to cut down my sugar in my baking recipes, and typically you can cut back your sugar by a third without compromising taste or texture.
Right.
Things like fruits, you can swap out for frozen fruits or even dried fruits like dried cherries, dried cranberries, very popular this time of year. Plant-based milks, you can swap out for regular milk.
Yeah.
So always look into those type of things when you have a baking recipe. Also see what you have on hand, see if you can swap it out.
Well, let's start with the first recipe you've brought us, which are chocolate crispy peanut butter balls. Love the sound of this, but what's the substitution in this?
So what I did was I took half of the peanut butter that you would typically use, and I swapped it out for a puffed rice cereal.
What a great idea.
So this bulks out the recipe, so you get more out of it. It adds a little texture. And I know, like, it just the holidays aren't the holidays without a stash of peanut butter balls in my freezer. So I'm always making a batch of
You
this.
can freeze these? These are freezable?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
these are delicious.
so
All right,
good.
this is
That's
so
so
delicious,
good.
everybody. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Okay, so your next thrifty trick is to bake with leftovers. What kind of leftovers are you talking about?
So you don't really think about, using leftovers in your baking, but you have sweet potato, you have squash, you have leftover pumpkin, leftover zucchini. People put black beans in their brownies, but I just recently came across this recipe from World War II for a potato cake.
No way.
So I baked a cake with mashed potatoes.
How's it taste?
And this is even approved by...
This is it?
It looks like red velvet.
Okay, so what I did was I took this old
I gotta taste
recipe, I added mashed potatoes, I added cocoa powder, but I made it even more festive by adding, what do you think that flavor is? Can anyone?
Love and goodness.
Mint.
Mint!
I taste mint.
Yes, peppermint. So I added peppermint, and I don't know if I'll ever make a cake now without mashed potatoes, because...
Sorry,
Where's the potato?
Where's the potato in the
I
back?
don't taste the potato. I don't taste
Actually,
it.
believe it or not, I didn't even use mashed potatoes. I just used regular leftover boiled potatoes, and I threw it in a blender with all the wet ingredients.
Gosh.
And then I mixed it in with the dry ingredients, and
Wow.
it makes it moist.
It's
makes
moist.
It dense. And potato is a starch, so you're swapping out some of the flour for
This is blowing my mind a bit.
Holy
Brilliant.
smokes. All right. Watch, everyone's gonna be like, Christine said use potatoes in your cake. Trust me. Okay, we're gonna revive some maybe stale bread. Bread is something that easily, if you can sit there on the counter, it's gonna get a little bit hard. So you made a dessert by making a bread pudding with bread.
Yeah.
So take us through it.
I mean, this is basically a free dessert because around the holidays, there's like leftover croissants, there's leftover bagels,
Yeah.
you might have a panettone that's like partially eaten. So why not collect all these little bits and pieces until you have enough to make a bread pudding? And you can even freeze all these bits and pieces so easily too. And a bread pudding is just a mixture of stale bread cubed up with like a milky custard. I add some really great holiday flavors like dried cherries and nuts and spices, and I pour it over a caramel sauce. So easy to make.
It
and
could pass for a
mostly-
cake.
So good.
Yeah, no, I
It could
know.
pass for a cake.
It tastes like the holidays. It's really, really festive.
good.
Now, you also say that using marshmallows a lot is a really good way. How so?
Well, marshmallows are super cheap when you think about it. You can get a bag of marshmallows for $2, and they take up a lot of real estate in a
That's
recipe.
smart, yeah.
And I don't know if it was on the East Coast growing up, but like all my aunts and my mom had all of these like recipes and squares and cookies that they made out of marshmallows. So this is my cranberry s'mores bars. And so what I did, you have your base of like graham cracker crumbs, and you have
This is my
chocolate
favorite
chips.
so far.
Me too.
You have your cranberries. I slathered it all in condensed milk and then threw marshmallows on top, and I then broiled it, and then you get like toasted marshmallows.
Oh my God.
This is amazing.
This is like,
This is incredible. I'm gonna put this in my Christmas newsletter.
Very good.
Just for you, Jess. All right. You say you can also avoid spending altogether by doing a pantry dump. Tell us about that.
Oh my God, I love my pantry dumps.
What?
My freezer dumps, my pantry dumps. So if you're an avid baker, I guarantee before even going to the grocery store, let's just look in your pantry, and there's like all these bits and pieces that need to be used up. You have a little bit of coconut, you have a little bit of cereal, you have some nuts. So I do these no-bake cookie clusters where I gathered up all those ingredients, candies, pretzels, you name it, and then just melt butter and chocolate and pour over top. And you just make these clusters.
It works.
Yeah, it works.
good.
And everyone loves them.
That's
Kids
good.
love them. They can get involved. They can put whatever they want in the cluster and like put peppermint on top and stuff like that.
It works. Perfect. Okay, we only have a little bit of time left, but you say you can repurpose a lot of the jars and the boxes that you use
Yes.
in your baking. So how do we do that?
Recycle your jars, interesting containers, and then make a do-it-yourself baking kit to give to someone. So like you have your favorite Nanaimo bar recipe, package it all up, measure it all out, and give it to someone with the recipe.
that's
brilliant.
such a thoughtful idea.
I'm gonna do that.
I like
I'm gonna
that
do
idea.
that this year.
No, it's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Christine, this is why we love having you here. Isn't she amazing? Yeah. Oh my God. Delicious.
Thank you.
Delicious.
So good.
So, studio audience, our friends at Gaily, they want to help you save some money on all of your holiday baking this year. So they've decided, you know what? You are all going home with a prize pack worth $100. Yes! Right? That's amazing.
That's great.
You can bake, you can tag them. Everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.